GoodFellas is one of, if not the best gangster films of all time, and kind of changed them forever with a more nuanced, unbiased look at gangster lifestyle rather than the glamorized version we see in films such as The Godfather. The film has many fantastic and iconic scenes, and the one I'd like to focus on is the famous funny house scene.
Funny how? I mean, what's funny about it?
Tommy, no, you got it all wrong.
Anthony. He's a big boy. He knows what he said. What'd you say?
The scene eventually follows Joe Pesci's character Tommy telling a joke to his fellow mob members, in which he plays a prank on Henry by making him feel guilty about calling him funny. Now, the scene, whilst iconic, is also very revealing of specifically Joe Pesci's character Tommy. Now, the bar that they're in has a very particular red-coloured shade of lamps, which looks like blood or nerves, perhaps hinting towards the fact that the mob's money is, of course, dirty money, or the fact they are responsible for murdering people, which of course involves spilling of blood. In fact, in another scene in the film, we see Henry unable to eat at Tommy's house due to the brutal beating of Billy Bats. If you watch James Conway, he covers his plate in ketchup, which is of course the colour of blood.
We took a ride out to the country and we hit one of those deers. That's where all the blood came from, I told you.
The scene starts with Tommy telling a joke to the mob crew.
Oh, you're gonna tell me something today, tough guy? I said, all right, I'll tell you something. Go fuck your mother.
In which we see the crew laughing, which is heightened by the alcohol in the system, the table being covered in alcoholic beverages. Also, there is the sense of superficial laughing, of a lot of characters laughing in a rather over-the-top manner.
I thought he was gonna shit.
Perhaps suggesting their fear of Tommy due to his unpredictability. However, Henry then calls Tommy a funny guy, which triggers him, which makes the people around quieten down, which is the result of the fear that Tommy commands over people, due to of course his unpredictability, which we see later on in this same scene. Thus Henry tries to save face by reasoning with Tommy. Notice even the background characters are shown to look towards the table, and particularly people behind Tommy who have a look of concern and fear on them. Tommy's dialogue during this scene, I think, shows his insecurities, which are exposed throughout the rest of the film, in particular his height. For example, saying Henry is a big boy, which I think is him making up for his insecurities about his height, as the real Tommy in real life was around 6'2", whilst Joe Pesci is 5'4". Thus, I think that a very intentional casting choice from Scorsese. Though, of course, a lot of the scene is ad-lib from Pesci, Scorsese had final cut and say of what he wanted into the film. Thus, I think very intentional from Scorsese. Henry is then silent for a few seconds, which gives eerie feel to the scene. However, he is then able to realise Tommy was joking, Tommy then saying this very revealing line.
You sometimes, Henry. You may fold under questioning.
Which of course would ring true for the rest of the film. Come the end, Henry would become an FBI informant and snitch on his mob, eventually going into witness protection. Tommy is then approached about money, which he says he'll cover. However, the guy further questioning him, in which we see that angers Tommy, as it makes him, in his own eyes, look weak, as Tommy says.
You call embarrassing me in front of my friends, don't know, like calling me a fucking deadbeat, you know? You know, Sonny, you're a real fucking mutt.
Which causes him to berate him by calling him a mutt, hitting him with a ball.
Oh, come on, don't be like that.
What do you mean, don't be like
Now, this actually foreshadows two other scenes, one of them being the scene in which Tommy kills Spider after being embarrassed by him in front of his friends, and also the death of Billy Bats, wherein Tommy whispers under his breath, calling Bats a mutt. Another interesting detail is the difference between Tommy and Henry's suit, in the sense Henry is fully white and Tommy's is a bit darker. This could be hinting at the fact that Henry isn't fully able to become a made guy, whilst Tommy is, however, thus a darker colour in his jacket. Or it could be hinting at differences between them, as Henry enjoys a mob lifestyle but isn't prone to violence like Tommy is.
still alive? No, fucking piece of shit. Don't die. Look at me. Look at my fucking eyes. Die.
And after attacking that guy, and the guy in the Hawaiian shirt, Tommy tells Henry he should be doing this stuff as well, which we do see Henry do. However, he only really resorts to violence in extreme cases, like the assault of his wife Karen, and Karen herself, who tried to kill him with Henry's gun.
Bucko, you want some? Huh?
Oh! Hey! What are you doing?
Scenes illustrating Tommy's more violent personality, which at the start we see how Tommy views violence.
You saw the paper.
Using very cartoonish comic book sound effects to downplay and normalise the violence, which he inflicts on people. Even pulling his gun out on Henry as a joke, however Henry does look actually quite scared during it, and I think shows that violence to Tommy is quite funny. The scene ends in a very cartoonish dive towards Henry from Tommy. Overall, a fantastically well-acted shot scene includes some fantastic ad-libbing from Joe Pesci, which just adds to the scene and of course the film as a whole, exposing the characters like Tommy for the insane person that he is, and the superficial nature of the mafia, and adds to the great film that is Goodfellas.